Hello everyone, welcome to the video on organic chemistry basics and mechanism. In this video I am going to explain about alkane, alkene, alkyne and dienes hybridization as well as reaction mechanism. So this video has got two parts. In the first part I will be explaining about hybridization of alkane, alkene and alkyne, whereas in the second part, the important part, I will explain about characteristic reaction mechanism of alkane, alkene, alkyne and dienes. Even though you know about hybridization, I have covered it briefly because there are so many questions are coming from this topic. So this is my YouTube video channel. If you like the video content, do subscribe and share the videos. Let's get into the topic. Now the first one is about carbon. So the carbon atomic number is 6. When you see the electronic configuration, it has got 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. Now, the outer shell is known as valency shell. The reason why we talk about valency shell is the outer shell electrons will participate in chemical bonding. So, when you see the electrons in the outer shell, the shell will be like this. So, this is how it looks. Now, this is called as ground state. Now, when carbon is in excited state, what happens is this paired electron will goes to this empty orbital and you have this kind of electronic arrangement. So you can see in the valency shell you have 4 unpaired electrons are there. According to that octet rule, when a molecule has got 8, octa means 8 electrons in its valency shell, it is the most stable configuration. So to get that stability, carbon will participate in bond and gets 4 more electrons. That is the reason why we call it as it is a tetravalent. It combines with 4 other atoms to get 4 electrons so that it will have octet of electrons. So this is what is the background. When you see the hybridization, let us see the hybridization of alkanes. In alkanes, the hybridization is known as sp3 hybridization. Why it is called? We have seen here there is 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals are there. So 1s and 3p. So all of them when combined together, that is known as sp3 hybridization. See, the combination of atomic orbitals is known as hybridization. So this is what happens. See, 1s and 3p orbitals. See, the reason why it is low, the s is lowered is it has got low energy compared to this p orbitals. Low energy means more stable. So there is an energy difference between s and p orbitals. So the reason why orbitals will form hybridization is to neutralize their total energy and all of them will combine to give sp3 hybrid orbitals. See, the sp3 hybrid orbitals are more stable than p orbitals and less stable than s orbital. When you see the energy plane is here. So s is here, it has got less energy, so it is more stable. And this sp3 are here, so they are little bit higher energy, but they are more stable than p orbitals because it is lower than p energy one. So this is what is there. So 1s, 3p will combine and you get all these sp3 hybrid orbitals and they combine to form this tetrahedral structure. So when you see these sp3 hybrid orbitals, take the case of methane. So carbon has got these orbitals and these orbitals has got an electron. This is what we have seen. A single electron is there. So hydrogen comes with one more electron. The electron is paired here. So totally 8 electrons are there which will satisfy octet rule. So when you see the bonding between carbon and hydrogen, it is known as sp3 and s overlap. sp3 is from carbon, s orbital is from hydrogen. Remember, such kind of questions are keep coming. What is the hybridization between this bond means? It is sp3 from carbon and s from hydrogen. And this is a covalent bond. Covalent bond is formed by sharing of electrons. One electron is from carbon, another electron is from hydrogen. Totally it will get 8 electrons and that is what gives stability. Now, C2H6. Ethane. So ethane you have CH3 and CH3 and the combination results in this kind of bonds. Again look at this C and C bond is because of overlap of sp3 and sp3 whereas C and H is because of sp3 and s. So these type of questions are keep coming again and again and this bond is known as sigma bond. Sigma bond has got highest overlap of electron, so it is a stronger bond. So this is what we see in alkanes. Whereas in alkenes, it is an sp2 hybridization. So all the sp2 will be there. A p is remain as such. So this p is an unhybrid orbital. So when you see the bond angle, it is 120 degrees. And see, this unhybrid orbital is like this. It is perpendicular to the plane. Now when you see the combination, see, in alkenes, this is what happens. One bond is sigma, another bond is of pi bond. So you need to understand this one. sp2 overlap is between carbon and carbon. That forms a sigma bond. Whereas the p orbitals will form a pi bond. When you see the two bonds, sigma bond is a stronger bond, whereas pi bond is a little bit weaker bond. So this is what we see in alkenes. Whereas in case of alkenes, it is only s and p combination. It results in sp hybrid orbitals. And it leaves two p orbitals. So what happens with these two p orbitals? These two p orbitals will be forming pi clouds and two pi bonds are there. So one sigma bond and two pi bonds are there in alkenes. So briefly, this is what is about hybridization, but the important points are, look at this. See, these things are important. When you see in sp bond, S and P, the character of S is 50%. When character of S is more, it gives strongest bond. And the bond length is shortened when when S character is increased, the bond strength is increased, bond length is shortened. You can see all the differences. In sp, it is 50% S, whereas in sp2, it is S character is only 33. In sp3, it is only 25%. Now, the other things, bond strength decreases as bond length increases. So, these points you need to remember. Bond strength is increased as the bond length is decreased, whereas bond strength decreases as the length is increased. So, length will determine the strength. If the length is decreased, it is a stronger bond. You can see in triple bond. The other things, bond angle is different. Bond angle increases as S character in orbital is increased. Look at this point. See, the more S character in the orbital, shorter the bond. Why? S is only this shape. So the bond will be shortened. Second one, the more S character in the orbital, the stronger the bond. Because it is closely overlapped, the strength of bond is increased. Now, the more S character in the orbital, the larger the bond angle. You can see here in sp3, it is 109, whereas in sp, where the S character is increased, it is 180 degrees. A pi bond is bigger than sigma bond. So, these are all the basic things which we are reading from schooling, but these are important ones. Don't get any confusion. Now, let us get into the important topic. Now, the characteristic reaction of alkanes is known as free radical substitution. Remember, alkanes are least reactive. Why they are least reactive? All of them has got sigma bond. Sigma bond is a stronger bond. So the least reactive one needs a powerful reagent to push them into reactions. And the powerful reagent here is radicals. Now what are radicals? Look at this. In a covalent bond, a bond is formed by sharing two electrons. When you break that bond, if both the electrons are left to these spaces, these are known as radicals. Radicals means, see, this division is known as homolytic bond division. Homo means equal, lysis means breakdown. That means two electrons are equally shared. That is why it is known as homolysis. Now radicals are very reactive because they have unshared electron. They are always looking to get an electron. They have unshared electron. That is the reason why they are very reactive. Now understand, alkanes are least reactive. You need radicals kind of reactive species to push them into reactions. Now what happens? This thing is converted to radical and it substitutes a hydrogen in that place and it gets here. So this is a substitution reaction, and how it is being mediated? It is mediated by free radicals. Hence the typical reaction of alkanes is known as free radical substitution. Now how it occurs? See, it occurs either by heating or in presence of sunlight or photoenergy. Now see, as I told you, the homolysis results in a formation of radicals. The formation of radical is known as initiation step. Now this radical will combine with an alkane. Either it will form a radical or it will form a neutral molecule. Look at this. This methyl radical again forms one more halogen radical. So these are called as propagation step, which will enhance the reaction ability. Now termination step, two radicals may combine and form a neutral species. This is what happens. So this is how the reactions will take place. So what you need to understand is, in free radical substitution, there is an initiation step which will form radicals. There is a propagation step which will further form different radicals, and the termination steps, radicals will get neutralized and you form a neutral species. So this is a typical reaction of alkane. Remember, it is free radical substitution. Alkanes are least reactive. Getting into the double bonds, you have this story is there. We have alkenes, we have alkanes, and we have dienes are there. These are nucleophiles. Let us understand what do you mean by this nucleophiles. Let us break down the word and see this. Nucleo. What do you mean by nucleo? Nucleus. What do you have inside the nucleus? A positively charged proton and a neutron is there. So when you see the charge, nucleus has got a positive charge. So nucleo means positively charged one. Phile means like. You know, in English we have phobia and phile is there. Phobia means fear, phile means like. So any species which is going towards a positive charge is known as nucleophile. Usually in some of the textbooks it is denoted like this. It will be having more electrons. Electrons means a negative charge. So it is attracted towards a positive charge. Hence it is known as a nucleophile. It is going towards a positive charge. A general principle, there is an attraction between positive and negative. Now, why all these things are called as nucleophiles? Because of these pi bonds. What do you have in these pi bonds? All the pi bonds has got, they are electron rich and they are not strong bonds. So when you have electron rich, they will be acting as nucleophile. They have a negative charge, so they will be moving towards positively charged species. Hence they are called as nucleophiles. Now all nucleophiles will undergo electrophilic addition reactions. Let us understand this one. Let us take the example of an alkene one. The alkene has got, it is a nucleophile because of this double bonded electrons, pi electrons. Imagine it is reacting with a halogen, hydrogen bromide. See, bromine has got more electronegativity, so the electrons are pulled towards bromine and hydrogen will be of a positive charge. When it is a positive charge, it is known as electrophile because it is going towards electrons. So this electrophile will go and adds here. Because the reaction is started with an electrophile, it is called as electrophilic addition reaction. Don't get confused, understand the concept. All the double bonded one are known as nucleophilic species. They are nucleophiles. They like positive charge. So how the reaction occurs? Reaction occurs with electrophilic species and they will get attached. It is called as electrophilic addition. So what has happened here? This hydrogen attaches here. Once it attaches here, the bond goes away because these electrons are taken by this positive species and you produce a positive charge to which a bromine attaches. So finally what has happened to the double bond, a hydrogen and a bromine attach, it is an addition reaction. Now this addition reaction, from where it started with an electrophile. Hence the reaction is known as electrophilic addition. Look at this. See, when you write the reaction, you need to start with electrons moving. See, these electrons will be moving to this hydrogen. So the electrophile adds to an sp2 carbon of alkene and this reaction is slow one. Remember this one, the slower reaction one is known as rate determining step. So the slower reaction one will decide how the reaction will goes on and it is initiated by an electrophile. This one is looking for electrons. That is the reason why it is known as electrophilic addition. Once it is attached, the bromine will automatically goes and attaches here. So it is a fast reaction. So the slow reaction will determine what is the mechanism is. Here the mechanism is electrophilic substitution. Why electrophilic? Because the proton H plus is looking for electrons. It likes electrons. Electrophile means it is like that electrons and it goes towards a double bonded carbon. So the reaction is initiated with this one. Hence it is known as electrophilic substitution. Moving to the next one. See, this is what happens. This pi bond breaks with an electrophile and substitution occurs. So the pi bond is broken down and two new sigma bonds are formed. So sp2 carbon is converted to sp3 carbon. Remember, question could come in any means. sp2 is converted to sp3 in electrophilic substitution. Okay, next one. Now alkynes, let us see about alkynes. Alkynes have two pi bonds, so they can undergo two electrophilic addition reactions. See, two pi bonds are there, so both of them will get substituted and you will get these two things. These two things are there. Right. Now let us look into the example. See, when this alkyne reacts with excess of hydrogen bromide, what happens? Both the bromines, both the hydrogens will get substituted. Depending upon the bond, you may get this product or this product. But the point is it will undergo two electrophilic addition reactions. But the characteristic reaction is electrophilic addition. Moving to the next one. Now, what happens if it reacts with water or hydronium ion? Now look at this. Here you have H plus and OH minus. So the H will be going here and OH will attaches to this carbon. So you will get this kind of compound. Look at this. It has got an alcohol. Alcohol IUPAC name ends with al. And it has got a double bond. Double bonds are enes. So these are called as enols. A compound which has got a double bond and alcohol is known as enol. Now this enol, it tautomerizes to give keto-tautomer. These two are isomers. Because of thermodynamic stability. Thermodynamic stability means the most stable product. When you see this, ketones are more stable than enol, so this enol will try to convert into keto form. So when these alkynes reacts with hydronium ions, they will form enol which will get converted to ketones. See again, understand this one. The reaction product electrophilic addition is this one, but it is converted to ketone because of the thermodynamic stability. So this is called as tautomerization, right? So this is a second addition reaction. Because of stability, it forms a ketone. Now, moving to the next important one, conjugated dienes. They may give 1,2 addition product or 1,4 addition product. What is happening? Let us understand this one. See, if the double bonds of diene are isolated, they react just like alkenes. If they are separated, they react like just alkenes. But if the double bonds are conjugated, that means a double bond, a single bond and a double bond. This pattern is called as conjugated double bond. Then they may give 1,2 or 1,4 addition products. And this forms because of carbocation intermediates. Let us understand it again. So this is a conjugated diene. When you use electrophiles, what happens? So see, this is the first carbon, second carbon, third and fourth. First, second, third and fourth. Look at this. This is 1,2 addition product. That means at first carbon and second carbon addition has occurred. But here it is first and fourth carbon addition product has occurred. So you may get 1,2 addition product or 1,4 addition product. Why? Let us understand this. So this is a diene. Imagine you are using an alkyl halide. So what happens? Initially this electrophile goes and attaches to this double bond. So when it attaches, it forms a carbocation. Now this carbocation can be stabilized by this movement of these electrons. Then what happens? The positive charge gets here. So you are producing two different kind of pieces wherein you have a positive charge here or you have a positive charge here, or this is a carbocation at second carbon, this is carbocation at this fourth carbon. So when this bromine attaches here, you get 1,2 addition product. When the bromine attaches here, you get 1,4 addition product. So that is what is given here. It's all because of carbocation intermediate has delocalized electrons. So delocalized means these electrons are not staying here. They are moving. They are not localized, they are moving, hence it is known as delocalized. Once it moves, the carbocation site changes. So depending on that, you may either get 1,2 or 1,4 addition product. So in this video, see, these mechanisms are important. We have seen about alkanes. What is the characteristic reaction of alkane? Free radical substitution. Understand this, why it needs free radical. Free radicals has got very high energy. Alkanes are very stable, least reactive. So in order to get that, in order to push them into reaction, you need these things. Free radicals must be employed and a substitution takes place. Whereas alkene, alkyne and dienes, they are all nucleophiles and the characteristic reaction is electrophilic addition reaction. So this is about the reactions of alkane, alkene, alkanes and dienes. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, do share the video.